Hello everyone, welcome back. Bob promised that he would give me a feedback since the last interview. I would like to schedule the second interview with him.
Hello, H. Holds. I am glad to talk with you again. Yes, you are right. I do have something to say. Every time when I log in the SSH server with my private key, I need to input my passphrase. Do you have a solution to improve the working way? So I just type my passphrase once, then I can use it whenever I need, and of course safely.
Yes, of course, the SSH agent can be your best friend for this task. SSH Agent is a tool from OpenSSH client package. Normally, this package has been installed by default, so SSH Agent has been on your computer already. Let's imagine your private key is like a special VIP access badge, the one that opens secure doors, for example, SSH server for you. But carrying it around all the time and handing it over every time someone checks your identity. That's tiring and a little bit risky. That's where Mr. SSH Agent comes in. It's like a trusted agent you hired for the day. You show him your badge once, your private key, and he safely keeps it in memory. From that point on, anytime a trusted door like SSH server or Git server needs your badge, the assistant SSH agent steps in and shows the badge on your behalf. You don't have to pull it out over and over again. This working way makes everything more secure and convenient, especially when working with multiple systems or running many SSH commands.
Okay, I see. How can we hire or summon this magic agent working for me? Just by command SSH agent?
Very close, but not exactly. The whole typical command is evaluate, followed by a command embraced by a $sign and a pair of parentheses. When I took a glance at the whole thing for the very first time, I felt a little bit dizzy. I guess probably we'd better slow down. I would like to explain it piece by piece. The whole thing consists of three parts. First, command SSH agent and its option -s in lowercase. Second, a $sign and a pair of parentheses. Last, the command evaluate. You might consider running SSH agent would provide a key agent for us. Yes, that's right. And the execution of SSH agent does not only generate an agent, but also outputs something as instructions for other following commands to execute. The option -s tells the SSH agent to output things in a shell-friendly format. Basically, option -s affects the outputs of SSH agent. However, in practice, even without -s, the output already works well in a shell-friendly format. So -s is often optional. That is the reason why I said the whole thing of this command was a typical one. You can think of -s as a little formatting tip. Helpful, but not a must-have. Let's dip a toe in the outputs of SSH agent and SSH agent with option -s. You can see actually there is no fundamental difference. Of course, there are some differences since we have run command SSH agent twice. There are two SSH agents created. The whole combination is a shell feature called command substitution. You can think of it like this. Hey shell, run a command inside here, and take its result, back it up. So in this case, SSH agent -s, besides creating an agent, also prints out some important setup instructions. The $sign and the pair of parentheses capture the printed text. and the captured printed text is reused by the third part, evaluate. Since I have mentioned eval as evaluate, you might have understood the meaning of it. The eval command in the shell means take this text and treat it like a real command, then go ahead and run it. You can think of it like this. Hey shell, run a command inside here and take its result, like the printed text, and use that in the bigger command. So in this case, SSH Agent -s prints out some important setup instructions. The command substitution captures that printed text. Evaluate then runs these instructions. So the shell knows how to prepare something for your key assistant, SSH Agent. In plain English, run this little command first. Grab whatever it says, and then plug it into the outer command, evaluate. So evaluate executes the output from the SSH agent. So right now there is an agent standing by for Bob's private keys. Of course, you might still remember actually we have run SSH agent triple times, but let's assume we just run once and stay focused. Since we have used evaluate, some settings for the generated agent have been set up in this shell as well. It is time for Bob to hand over his private key to his key agent via another command, SSH add. SSH add is also a tool delivered within OpenSSH client package. It is the way how you can communicate with SSH agent. First, when you would like to hand over your private key to the SSH agent, you just call SSH add and a space followed by the location of your private key. Since you are going to hand over your private key to the SSH agent, it is considered that you are going to use your private key. So of course, you have to authorize yourself with the correct passphrase. That's it. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Command SSH add is sort of communication tunnel with SSH agent. With command SSH add option -L, you can check all the private keys that you have handed over to the SSH agent. If you don't want a private key managed by SSH agent, you can reclaim it from SSH agent or unload the key from memory by command SSH add -D in lowercase and the location of the private key. If you would like to unload all the private keys, simply SSH add D. By this working way, all the SSH clients work. For example, command SSH or command git. Once the private key is loaded or managed by SSH agent, you don't have to be bothered anymore.
Alright. I think this time, it could be easier for me to switch between different user accounts. I will definitely give you some feedback later. See you H holds.